I am David Ochanda, the Biodiversity Coordinator for Total E&P Uganda. Oil and gas resources are becoming more scarce in easily accessible areas. Today, exploration is probing into the Earth's most remote and sensitive areas that also pose outstanding ecological challenges. Exploring and developing resources in such areas requires application of the highest possible environment and social performance standards. Let's take a look at Total's Tilenga project within the Murchison Falls National Park. The park is highly sensitive and hosts a number of emblematic species such as lions, elephants, giraffes, and the surrounding landscape is covered by key habitats such as forests, savanna grasslands, and Ramsar sites. When I first joined the company about 7 years ago, colleagues from other departments within the affiliate wondered what biodiversity is and of what relevance a biodiversity officer is to the company. Because oil and gas is a new industry in the country, our stakeholders also didn't clearly understand industry best practices in regards to biodiversity and ecosystem services. Today, it's different. I have raised awareness within the company and continue to build capacity of external stakeholders and our partners through training workshops and involving them in our activities. We pioneered wildlife telemetry studies using satellite collars on most of the species in the park and new technologies of aerial wildlife surveys using high-tech cameras as replacement of human observers in the plains. Baseline and monitoring data collected to date has made Murchison Falls National Park one of the most studied parks in Uganda and has been extremely useful for both Total and Uganda Wildlife Authority for improving management and conservation of the park. We committed to achieving net gain to biodiversity as per the IFC performance standards. Here, net gain literally means leaving the park in a better ecological state than we found it. I have led development of the Tilenga net gain program and importantly secured buy-in from our partners and stakeholders, particularly the government authorities. The program entails conservation actions that will greatly help Total and government of Uganda mitigate the potential impacts of the upcoming project development and maintain the ecological integrity of the park and surrounding landscape. The program is a long-term program that requires careful planning and leadership, which I'm gladly doing. This is the first time such a program is being implemented in Uganda and for Total Group, which marks the beginning of a great milestone for the oil and gas industry in Uganda and conservation of biodiversity in the face of development. The Tilenga project is now leading the way for industry best practices in Uganda to the extent that we contributed to developing the new National Environment Law on biodiversity offsets, as well as plans for implementing Total's first ever IFC compliant project with regards to achieving net gain to biodiversity. Today, I am glad to state that under my stewardship, biodiversity and ecosystem services is now an integral part of the company's decision-making processes, and very importantly, we now work as partners rather than enemies with many civil society organizations and government authorities. This synergy is key to sustainable development of oil and gas resources in Uganda.